G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to just go through a bit of journaling for kind of the start of my Christmas season. I just went to Disneyland's Merriest Nights the other day, and so I have a lot of photos printed on my sticker paper ready to go. I have a tutorial about how I do my photo stickers for journaling. I put it up last week, so go check that out if you want more info on that. I've also got some random other stuff from another day trip I had to Disney and also some family stuff, but I want to get it all into my Christmas journal. I say Christmas because I know it's November, so some people haven't really started and consider more their December daily their Christmas journal, but I don't really have any hard and fast rules with those journals and how I separate them. But I do have a new insert that I want to try. I mean, it's not new, but I will be using it brand new. It's a Job's Journal, like fully pre-decorated insert, like a pre-printed one. I can't be sure if this came out last year or the year before, but I know I bought it whenever he first put it out, and I don't know if it's been out again, but I swear I saw on his Insta story that he was toying with the idea of putting it out again, so I can't tell you whether you can get this or not, but it is Job's Journal, and I'm going to flick through a little bit of it just so you can get a sense for what we're working with. It is so fun. It's all kind of pre-printed. It's traveler's notebook size, colored printing as well, which is super amazing. It's not too much decoration where I feel like I can't add anything myself, but there's definitely enough here for people who just want to add photos and text. I think this is one of the most efficient ways to go about your journaling if your season gets really busy and you don't have a lot of time. And it's quite rare to find fully printed journals like this. So I really love it. It's got a really mid-century modern feel as well, a little bit vintage, just love it. So I'm going to be using this for my kind of Christmas journal this year, and I have a bunch of photos. I've also got a bunch of ephemera from Merriest Nights. We'll look at this for a second. This is my traveler's notebook. I used to have my planner. This used to be my planner. Just a bunch of patches on a Traveler's Factory Airport edition. So that's that there. I'm going to show you a bunch of the stuff that we have, like our little wristbands. I've got my photos. I had some snacks. We got given these as well. Also, if you notice my mood is kind of quiet, I'm saving my voice. I have a lot of filming to do, and I usually get really hyper and lose my voice like 6 videos in, which I cannot do today. So trying to be really peaceful. It's gonna be real time. We're just gonna have fun. We got these. I didn't actually put these on because I'm gonna give these to my mum. So I saved the battery, but I will harvest this. Actually, I'm just gonna take it off there. She can have that and she can wear that to work. It was a super fun event, very expensive for what it was. Like, I wouldn't be saying, like, if you're saving $1, please don't go and attend. I think it might be sold out anyway, so kind of a moot point. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. But as with many of those like themed Disney nights you pay a premium for, if you ever go in looking to like get your money's worth, I don't know how that's possible because it's super expensive and you end up buying all the food when you're there as well. So it was worth, look, to me, I'll just say my worth was in meeting the Muppets because I am obsessed with Miss Piggy. So when I got to see their little show on their little Christmas caroling trolley, I absolutely lost my mind. So that was all worth it for me. And we did have a really good time. It was also really short. I thought 4 hours would be enough. It kind of went from 8 to 12. It could have been 6 hours and I still feel like I wouldn't have seen everything as far as like all the different character setups and everything, because there were lots of lines for the characters. In any case, this was the program that we had, the little brochure. So I have that. I want to get that in there somehow. It's almost the same size, if not probably bigger than the Traveler's Notebook. So we'll have to get tricky. Have to employ all of my travel journaling skills to get all of that in there. And then we have some other photos. This is from another day trip that I had. And then photos of our niece, Savannah. I was on the phone call to her the other day and she was dressed as Dorothy. So I love that. My cat just resting with me. As far as the other things I'm going to add, I might draw. I'm not quite sure. The light is leaving. Would you believe it's 3 p.m. right now? And I mean, hopefully I'll color correct this, but there's like barely any light. So I'm going to try and go for natural light as long as I can. I might add some drawings. I did these for Collage Club. These were actually color tests. These weren't the finished drawings, but I'm going to put them in because I actually really like how they turned out. But I might cut some of these up as originals to use for some ephemera. I might make some more. I got some new washi tape. This is my little stash of washi tapes that kind of relate to Disney parks. These new ones that I got, like these gelatoni, the Duffy and Friends, and the Japanese-esque ones, even these little Stitch ones. This one's called Annual Pass. It's like a how do you call that? Small World design. These are from a company called No White Space Stickers. I only found out about them a couple of weeks ago, but they do tons of really fun stickers and planner accessories and washi tapes. You know me and a washi tape. So I bought both of these, but I think they're finished with these types of designs. You might want to check because they were having a sale, just kind of getting rid of like last clearance stock. That's how I got this one. But yeah, No White Space Stickers, just to let you know where some of this stuff comes from. The rest is more than likely Tokyo Disney Resort merchandise or some of my own. Like I designed my Magical Day washi tape. This was the old 3 centimeter version. This was from a Patreon box, I think, ages ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was. We have a new 1.5-inch version of that. 5 centimeter. Goodness, I'm losing my mind today. I have some stickers. These are just stickers for presents, but I use those anyway because they're stickers and I don't have a ton of Christmas stickers. This envelope was fabulous. I can't believe I got an envelope like this, so I will definitely use this holographic envelope. More mail. They gave us these prints of photo location layouts, the backdrops that we could take photos of at Merriest Nights, so that's there. Just some ephemera from a Magic Key letter. I got this poster. I bought one of those Magic Key annual passes, so they gave me this as a part of my like magnet and welcome badge and pin. Don't judge me, but this is from a hot dog. Not judging that I ate it, but judging that I took the wrapper because it was so pretty. I've already used a bunch of this already. And it was clean, believe it or not. It was double bagged, so I got this one, it was clean. But even if I didn't, I probably still would have just wiped it off and put it in my journal. And then this Magic Key. It's kind of half the reason I end up at Disneyland so often is my little annual pass. So I thought that might be good to put it in there. So a lot of my ephemera is just loose scraps of drawings or literal junk mail and trash. So that is something I'm very happy to feature today. Let's get into it. It's going to be real time, so I don't know how far we're going to get. But I technically started with this. This was kind of the first stuff that I started with. And I think I want to make... I was thinking about doing something on the cover. I might leave that, but right at the start, I kind of like this as a, you know, this is me at Christmas. So, do I want to back that onto anything? That's really nice. Now, I don't know if this will stick with this, but we can try. This is a Tombow Mono eraser. Not eraser. What's it called? Glue. Tape runner. Should stick. I do have another glue stick just in case those don't. These for some reason have been giving me an issue. Like, see, look, what just happened there? Is it finished? No, that's not finished. I don't know if, I mean, this one I think has to go. That's just not working for me. They have been giving me issues. I've been raving about these for so long, but they're starting to give me issues, and I don't know if I just got a bad batch, but it's irritating the life out of me. These photos are printed on glossy sticker paper. They're a little thin, so I try not to go over too many layers. Like, for example, if I go over this edge here, sometimes it picks up, so I try not to do that too much. That'll be fine. And then, I just like this. A lot of layering is good to tie it all together. I have all these are like super old Michaels collections of washi tapes from, I think I got the first one from a holiday set that Steve brought me when I fell in love with washi tape. I can't be certain that any of these really have any stick left, so we might be wasting our time using some of these, but let's have a go. I love the herringbone. Reminds me of, it's herringbone, right? Grace Brothers. Do my Australians remember Grace Brothers? I think it's called Myer now. Myer is my store. So, I think I'm good with that. I might want to layer just another little photo, because how many pages are there in this? This is pretty substantial, right? I don't think I need to get too fussy, do I? I can start over here. This is a very special Dapper Dan that I found. I really like this photo. Put it over here. Some of my photos have some extra space in them, like I could cut all this sky off, but it's a good extra bunch of space to layer stickers and headings over, or washi tapes, without actually encroaching on whatever the important part of the image is. But I am no stranger to chopping off a whole bunch of a photo, or even cutting out a really quick silhouette. I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm going to Australia for Christmas, so hooray for us. And by us I mean me and all my other personalities. I'm going December 20th, and I will be away until like January 13th, so it's going to be a long time away, which I'm really excited for. It's a little sad that I won't spend Christmas with Steve, but even he spent his birthday in Italy this year, so we've just kind of decided that this would be the year we'll spend holidays apart from each other. And he might try to do something special for, what's it called? Thanksgiving. Like, we might try and make that a little extra special this year. Just gonna try and fit this down the side here. Oh, I'm gonna have to really slice it off. If I put it there, he's gonna cover himself up, which is not a problem, is it? Just slice off some more of me. I think you still get the point. Or I could just put me more off the side there. There we go. Let's just call that done. I chopped off so much of those photos. Is anyone else planning on traveling, like internationally? Have any of you been stranded in other countries for the past 2 years and desperate to go and see your family? I'd love to know, because I'm a little, not hesitant, I'm not scared or anything. I do need to go and book my booster shot, but I guess my fear is that, like, I haven't traveled since before, and everything seems to have changed, like even the protocols to get on the planes and all the different tests you have to have done beforehand gets me worried I'm gonna miss something and then I won't be allowed to go, or touch wood, it comes back positive, because I don't even know what you're supposed to do at that point. Like, do I have to delay everything by 2 weeks? That'll be a mess. What's that dog doing? I've got the window open just to let some fresh air in. Sorry if that noise is a little irritating. This no white space stickers washi, I haven't had an issue with it, but it isn't the stickiest. And I think a lot of it has to do because it has the metallic on there. I've always noticed that a lot of the foiled washis don't stick as well as some of the others. And I actually think they do that on purpose. They reduce the level of adhesiveness because it pulls the foiling off if it's too sticky. So I never think it's like a defect, but I always just put that in mind when I'm thinking about foiled washis. I'm just gonna cut this one right out. Ho ho ho. And I don't think I'll do any of the journaling on camera because that's just going to take way too long. But do I want to put one of these on here? So I'm doing these for Collage Club for December, but I couldn't settle on a way that I wanted to color them in. So I was doing my tests, and they got crazier and crazier, which, you know, I would settle with, but I wanted them to be quite simple and like just a little bit more multi-purpose. Like, this is just such an outrageous coloring, just to be striped all over. So I think I'm gonna keep it more neutral. I'm gonna try and color them all this way, but this was a little difficult to blend, so what you see in December will be what I've decided to actually deliver on. But I scanned these anyway because I think these will be cute, just little options for people who like the crazy. I've also done some Australian Christmas stuff for Collage Club in December, and Merry Mix Media is pretty much ready to go. I have everything set to do a whole bunch of filming and editing and formatting, and then I'll be able to release it. I have a planned date for Merry Mixed Media for next Friday. What's it called? The 26th? I think it's Black Friday. That's when I want to release it. Oh, great. Is this not going to fit anywhere now? Does she have to be down here? I'd like to put it over the corner of something, but it doesn't go. It's the wrong color. I might have to leave that over there. Sorry. Boring, just cutting all that out for no reason. Maybe I'll put her down there. I think I'm going to put her. I like this one, but for some reason, this reminds me of that toothpaste that has those multiple colors. So, to me, she's the toothpaste fawn. It's supposed to be reindeers, but, you know, loose interpretation of that, I guess. So if you are traveling, where are you going and how long are you going for? Because I had to make the case for myself that it would only be worth traveling after all these years, especially because the flights got a lot more expensive. Well, the non-stop flights. And I'm not taking a flight that stops. I just don't trust it. I can't trust it right now. I don't want any interruptions between me leaving LA and getting into Sydney. So I took a non-stop flight. Yes, it was so much more expensive, but for that reason, I couldn't justify staying any shorter than 2 weeks. Every time I go to Australia anyway, I always get to the 2-week mark and then I have to come home and I just think, oh, I could have done with an extra week. So this was the first time I was pretty adamant that I would be going away for 3 weeks. And we just had to find a time that worked, which Australian schools are on holiday. Like, it's a summer holiday for all my US folks. Christmas is a summer holiday for Australians. So they're on break mostly until like start of February. The little kids anyway. So Elijah's off school and he'll be completely available. Savannah's a baby, so she's not gonna, she's available. My sister was completely available because she's still on maternity leave. The only person that was hard to pin down was my mum because she already took her holidays early. I don't know if she thought, no, I know she didn't. She actually, she had those holidays booked for a long time beforehand. I do think she tried to switch them when she realized that there'd be a chance I was coming home. But it just wasn't possible. So she's going to try and get like random days off so that she can come and be involved. Because she's probably the only one that's not going to be super available, which is upsetting. I know she wishes she had her holidays then. But none of us knew. You couldn't plan for anything. I mean, has anyone really been banking on anything working out for the past couple of years? I'm still in shock that I get to go. I'm going to use this so I can get the glue. This is called glue, Gloo. It's super sticky. There are different types of it. I got this on Jet Pens. It has such an odd smell and it's a square, so it's supposed to be helpful for all your corners. I found it to be probably messier than the glue I was using before, and it got such a weird smell and it's super sticky. Like sticky. You can see the little strings that come off it there, like that. That's a whole string. How does that happen? She's gonna lose the back of her, but that's fine. I just want her in the corner. I'm gonna move this. My charm's getting in the way. I usually take my book out when I do my journaling. If I was gonna do something like this, I would take the insert out of the journal, but it didn't happen today. Don't know why. Lazy. Okay, so I think we're looking good here. I do have these couple of photos, which I might want to put on a little tip in because I don't think I need to make this an extra page. So let's look for some of this that might work. You know what? I use my magic key for it, so let's try and harvest this little piece of ephemera. That looks like it'll go right there. You know, I don't mind the selfies with the characters. I know some people want to go back to the greetings, but I get a little nervous to talk to the characters when I see them. I suspend disbelief for a lot of stuff in Disneyland, but talking to the characters is not one of them. I prefer to just see them at a distance. So this selfieing fantasy with all of them suits me to a T. I don't want them to go back to regular meet and greets because they're always out now. You know, they're always happy. They stand up on their thing, and I don't have to worry. So that's a change that I could keep. Let's slice this. I'm gonna slice this a little thinner here too. Just a little bit. That's a Tonic Studios paper trimmer. I'll keep that. That's cute, isn't it? Should I put this? I'll put it up here. It's a bit of a white edge. I can put my tape down. I like that paper trimmer because it's really portable. And it's really reliable. I've used that for years and it hasn't dulled. So, tape. This would be a good opportunity to choose a bit of a Parks tape. Do you want this one? I like this AP look. These colors kind of go with all those. Sometimes if I can't choose, like we've got a bunch of different tapes I want to use, I'll just pull off little sections and I'll patchwork them along the edge so I can have a bunch. But I think this one works. I'll put that about here. There we go. And then on the other side, what am I pressing on? Oh, it's another charm. Those charms are getting in my way. Should I just take the insert out? It's getting on my nerves. I wouldn't mind if I was just writing, but to do my journaling, it's getting in the way. Now on this, I'll show you what I meant from before. Like if I wanted some of this tape, I'll take a little bit, literally just an inch, little inchies, and patchwork them down the side. Let's get some of these. Oh, my old Minnie Mouse dots. I loved this one. I'm not trying to theme everything or color coordinate. I'm not that fussy this year. I've gotten to a really relaxed place knowing that my holidays are coming up, so I'm trying to let that filter into my decision-making process. Nothing needs to matter too much this year. Every decision will work in this journal, even if it doesn't. That's just my fantasy. This is a Sky Bambi. This is actually a washi roll. This is a leather washi roll holder. This goes with my Sky Bambi companion, my travel pouch. But I've been storing stuff in there, so it's still out. Let's put this on. If I put this here, then I've got some space for journaling and I'll cover up that mess of upside down writing. Stuff like that you can't plan. You just roll with it. I get to those points and I just think, oh, it worked out. Hooray for me. But like, it just did. The photo is that size. There was just that amount of writing. Like sometimes that just works out and it feels really nice, but there's not much you can say about it. Like I always want to say, I want to give you the hint that'll get you to that place, but that's just luck. Like sometimes your journaling just falls together and there's not much of an explanation for it. So I think we're good with that. Deliver by, I'm definitely going to just keep using all of these. There we go. Amazing. I'm going to be putting some journaling on there. Where's that? I had a marker that I really liked, a paint marker. I won't be able to find it. I cleaned up all this the other day. I think some people were on, oh there it is, Instagram Live with me as I was doing it. I just cleaned up all of my stuff beside my desk. Is this empty? Surely not. give it a shake. I've learned my lesson, put your lid on when you shake it. There you go. Because the ink will fly out the tip. If you don't. My poor white wall over there has so much paint splatter on it. Although I do blame Art Journaling the Magic the most for that, because we get a little wild with that paint splattering. And speaking of, we just finished our fall retreat. I did a whole bunch of photo dumps on Instagram. And I think I mentioned this before, maybe in a live stream, but I had a great time. I just wish I had really set aside all my time for it. I make this suggestion when people do my virtual voyage workshops that, you know, you really do get out as much as you want to, but there are certain things you might have to do, you know, in order to like maximize that output. And for me, one of those things I know is I have to, I mean, not, I can, because this is my job, I can take the time off to do it whenever I need to, but I often find I don't. Like, I will schedule other things on the same day, or I'll tell Steve, oh yeah, I can go and help you with this, and, you know, I'll quickly bounce out and come back in, and I find that when I keep leaving my desk that I want to be sitting at and having all my fun playtime at, when I come back to it after doing all my errands or, you know, going to help Steve with something, I'm either too exhausted or just in a different mood. And I just don't feel like it. And I know this. I've done this, like, for the last 3 workshops, I've been doing this, and I keep saying to myself, I'm not going to do it this time, I'm not going to do it this time. Catch me doing it again, and I'm whinging the same way I was last time. So I've got to stop. And literally, don't cry for me, Argentina. It was my fault. But, yeah, I really do need to practice what I preach there, because it actually was irritating me this last time. Not to say it has nothing to do with the course. It was my own expectations and my own failure to plan for that, which is just something I think I should mention, because I say it a lot. Like, it's literally advice I give, and I'm terrible at taking it myself. And it does irritate me. Like, it gets me worked up and mad at myself. So I got to stop being that way. Let's flip the page. I think we're ready to get on to Merriest Knots now. Steve did such a kindness to me by saving this one neat in his coat pocket. This was the one I was carrying around, and I knew I thought this was keeping it neat. So I'm so glad he kept that one neat for me. I'm gonna have to harvest some of this off. Although I do like having extra bits and pieces, because I get to stick all my photos on there. I do have a lot of photos from this night. What would be important to get rid of? This, see, all of this, I don't need that. And on the back of it, those are just attractions. This would be a good couple of pages to get rid of. It doesn't matter if it folds up the right way. You can always refold the fold, but when you're weeding out parts of your pamphlet, you're usually looking for the stuff that doesn't matter too much. And I think it might be, should I just keep it like this maybe? Where's the front? So that opens this way and open. Do I want to have the whole thing open up from here? Maybe. I got a couple of options. In my Memory to Memento course, we've talked about this, but I could put a pocket in here so I could just slip it in, and then this is independent. Or I could just have it open up. These bits of information, like, we didn't eat all of these, we had this one. So I don't think it's important for me to have all of that. And these, I don't know. Well, how about I make the decision and then get over it if I made the wrong one? I think what I'll do is I'll cut off just above that. I'm gonna go just above Merriest Nights. Do a little chop. Because I mean, I'm gonna decorate the pamphlet. I don't need the pamphlet in its entirety. I'm just gonna snip off a little bit of the top as well. So I'll probably lose the back page, which, yeah, I don't need that one. There. I think that'll work fine. Let me glue this down. I think glue will probably work better than the tape for this. I used to use American Crafts double-sided tape. They had a really strong red version that I liked, but I don't have any of that around, I don't think. So this will do. If you get the glue all even, it'll do a good job of not only adhering, but not bubbling the back of the page if you end up doing something mixed media on there. Which, low chance of that happening, but you never know. Okay, so I'm gonna put these on as well. Just, I can put them on as tabs, but I kind of like them just kind of floppy like that. So I might staple that. Should have checked the back before I just start stapling. There we go. Maybe I should get one of those little mini staplers. I just don't use them that often to warrant it, but I do think I would use it enough. This is pretty thick and pretty wide. This might have to go in here and maybe peek out a little bit. I like the idea of that. I've never really done a journal where it has lots of bits that hang off the side. Is today the day? Like, do I become that girl today? Am I that girl? I would put it in here if I did it, because then it was like a little tab. Oh, but then you couldn't see it because it'll be glued on one way or the other. This is a conundrum. How do I get this so I guess I could tip it right here, right in the middle, and then it would, you could see both. Do I want to do it this way so it barely peeks out? Maybe I'll do that. I think I'll do that. Today's not the day, gals. I'm not going to be that person today. And I will use clear tape just to make my little hinges. It's hard because they don't have a flat edge, so you kind of have to hook it in there and just do your best to get it on the other side. Oh, I keep splitting it with my nails. Look, not everything's going to be neat. Could cover it with a sticker if I really wanted to. I just care that it closes properly still. There you go. Oh look, it's ever so slightly peeking out. That's going to probably make me want to cut it, but I'll leave it. Well, if it's going to stick out, I mean, stop being a fool, Kim. If it's going to stick out, let it stick out. I'm not careful, if you haven't gathered that. I'm a ripper. I rip everything off. I'm aggressive. Okay. So what am I doing this way? Have it stick out. Let me put it in here. I think that's good. I'll line it up with that little inseam of the ears. And then pop it down there. Perfect. I have this little tool called a slice tool. It's a little ceramic blade. It's like a, what's it called? An X-Acto knife, but it's a much safer version. And it's easier because it's in a pen. I'll just cut those extra bits off just so they don't catch dirt or anything. There you go. I guess my issue is that if it was in the If it was in the journal cover, it would pop out. Is that gonna happen? Oh no, it is. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. We're going with it, right? I'm telling myself there. That's who I am now. I'm one of those journalers. Everything hangs out the edge. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe I won't. Maybe this will be the biggest lesson I've ever learned in journaling. We're gonna go with it. So, let me grab some of these photos. I got a lot of photos for this. Some very special, like the Muppets in their caroling van. This is Kermit. And I have a photo of me where I was running around the castle to meet Miss Piggy. There you go. Miss Piggy's right there, and that's me with her. So this is a very, very special photo to me. Do I want to make this the Miss Piggy Muppets corner? I feel like I can have that driving through like that. Is that fun? Or driving under there, because then Miss Piggy just pops out. Let's do that. It'll kind of anchor that down, but I think it's fine. I don't have anything on my wish list this year for Christmas that's like journaling related. I really feel like I've gotten to a point where I have everything I could ever possibly need. And especially when I get art snacks every month, it's like what could I want for at this point? So, I mean bits and pieces, but like nothing I would tell Steve, you know, go and spend your hard-earned cash on at this point. I'm quite content. Might leave that like that. Might chop off just the edge of this. Miss Piggy. It was a really funny show. I think some people were a little upset because they feel like the Muppets aren't really Disney. And they felt like it was kind of not the move. But I love the Muppets. Journal, police are coming. There's a lot of fire engines today. I would have thought that would stop. Now that we're in the cold weather. Or maybe they're all heater related incidences. I'm not a purist. Like when Disneyland make changes to stuff, I'm not one of the people that get angry about stuff like that. I genuinely trust that they're not trying to ruin the experience, so I just go with it. I mean, they have closed things that I wish didn't close, but like when they added Star Wars, I just accepted that's just not for me. Not that I even hate Star Wars, I don't watch it. I'm not really super interested in it. But having said that, when I went over to Galaxy's Edge, I actually really liked the land. Like I liked the design of it, I liked the feel and the mood of it. It was a fun place to go and visit. I haven't been on Rise of the Resistance yet, but I will probably go on that next year. Actually, no, I have a few Disney days left. That is one change I guess we could whinge about. The magic key, having to reserve when you want to go into the park. It's a tricky one. I have literally missed out on many days I've wanted to go in. But what can you do? There are worse problems in the world. Handpicked by Santa. That's me. I think I just want the flag because it matches my page. Love a good tartan. There you go, put the rest over there. I think these are from Target. We get most of our Christmas stuff from Target. So let's leave that for a second. Right, I'm gonna leave the Merriest Nights here. And then if I can, probably, is the food still on here? No, we took the food off, right? Well, we did go to a certain place to have this. This was the cocoa dessert. Oh, there it is. Oh, I snipped it off. Anyway, that's it over there. I'll lay this out like I did on that video. Oh, you wouldn't have seen that video. I'm referencing my Virtual Voyage 5, because I did a similar video. I just realized that wasn't public viewing. This was over at DCA. I'll put that there, because that's where we ate it. I'm going to put this over here, because it's Eat, Drink, and Be Merry, so even though it wasn't at this park, I'll put it there. And that there. Maybe overlap it? No, this goes here. This goes here. Put a photo of us there as well, and Steve in his Coco in front of that, because I've just realized I have this extra one. I can cut it out from here. So I'm going to cut this one out as ephemera for the other one, so cut it off. It was called the Remember Me, and it was cinnamon fry bread with dulce de leche gelato. Goodness, try and say that in an Australian accent. That's what we had. And that was the one of two things Steve was desperate to go and try. The other one I think was some ice cream. Steve's obsessed with ice cream. So that's that there. That's good, we love that. This was in Fantasyland. I got to ride on Julie Andrews' horse, Jingles, I think it's called. You best believe I got in front of the line so I could run to that horse. I had to go to that one. It's the special one. So, and I did feel special on it, as you can see in that photo evidence. I want to put that somewhere. There's the carousel there, so I kind of want to put it so you can see it. And this is just a photo of it. I might just overlap them like that. Or I put it over here, because I think it's nice to still see the castle. This was a photo I took over at Small World. I think I can put that over here. I rode the Matterhorn the other day, almost couldn't get off it. I swear, I don't know what it is about that ride. I don't know if it's a certain track, because I know there are multiple tracks, or if it's a certain car, but that gives me an ultimate case of whiplash, and I cannot stand it. I feel like such an old grumpy man whenever I get on that thing. It almost killed me. That's dramatic, but I literally was worried that when we got to the end of the ride, I wouldn't be able to get out of the seat. Because do you remember, it must have been a few months ago now, but I had that foam roller incident where I tried to be good and roll out my muscles after Zumba. So super tight. And I rolled over my foam roller and felt all the weight of my 700 pounds on that lower part of my back. And I have a gymnastics injury from high school. I have 2 slipped discs right at the base of my spine, and they're really manageable. Like, I've been managing them my entire life. I had a whole dance career with them, but every now and again, I can tweak them in a way that they just should not be tweaked. And I did that on that foam roller. So remember, for weeks I was in such discomfort and I was trying to heal that. Well, every now and again that pops up just a little bit more frequently these days. If I sit wrong on the couch for like 10 minutes, if I sit kind of side saddle, or if I lay sideways in a weird way, I will get up and I'll have the most sharp pain in my back, or like someone just took my lower back out. So I have to be super careful. And I kind of knew I was risking it a little bit to go on there, but I couldn't help myself. Whatever. It was my fault. I can't get around it. But I thought I'd be okay, and I was not okay. I felt it start to go as I got out, and I said such a quick prayer, like, Lord, please don't let me be the one to like have to get wheeled out of here on a stretcher because I could not handle the Matterhorn. Because we did it. And Stella can verify this too. Poor thing, she got so upset. We were riding Soaring Over California, or Soaring Over the World. You know, the one that simulates flying over everything. Not only was I screaming, because I get really nervous about that, It's all good screams, like I'm enjoying it, but I am screaming. When that finished, I had been sitting with my back ever so slightly twisted the entire time, and when I went to get up, I could not get out of that chair, and Stella took one look at me and was like, I need to go. She saw her whole life flash before her eyes, realizing that I might have to get wheeled out of here. So it's been a concern. I've been addressing it, like I've been taking care of it the way I used to, but it's just worrying me a little bit. I don't know if it's a sign of age as well. Like, I think that could be playing into it. I'm not that old. I'm 31, so it's not like I'm saying I've gotten to that point in life where everything is going to break, but I'm addressing it. I am making better decisions to sit properly, at least, when I sit down for long periods of time. But there are those moments where I just take a risk and I'm thinking, should I be taking those risks anymore? Like, should I be the type of person that says, I might just ride the Matterhorn today, see what happens? Okay, this is a funny little story I'm gonna put down here. And the story is, these are some of Steve's colleagues that he does photography with, and they, in true photographer fashion, they had, I think, 3 different people, or 2 different people on lights that were holding up their iPhone lights, lighting them all correctly so that they could get a really nicely lit shot in front of the castle. But it was everyone with their iPhones just creating this pseudo photography setup. I thought it was so funny, so extra. But I'll journal about that at another time. I think I might put, I've got the Christmas tree here as well. This is Steve and I on the carousel. These are some pretty photos. I'm gonna put that there. I want to get some of that. Oh, do you know what I might do? I might get this on some of this beautiful holographic. Oh, look, if I do it just like that, it'll be perfect. Fun fact, if you're ever trying to find pattern papers and you don't want to spend a ton of money on it, lady taught me years ago a card making class, and she had said if you just look inside envelopes, lots of junk mail, they're usually patterned inside. Ironically, this is not, so I can't prove that to you, but thankfully for us, the outside was holographic. So, you know, I have a mix of people I feel like that hang around the channel. I mean, it's just normal, but I try not to address one or the other as if one is more valid than the other, but I do know some people journal on a very extreme budget and some people journal without restraint. And I validate both experiences. And to be fair, I do fall somewhere in the middle. There are some things that I just can't bring myself to spend a lot of money on. Ephemera being one of them. And I think that's mostly because I draw so much and, you know, do so much art that I should never want for ephemera because I can just make it. But patterned papers and, you know, colorful papers and stuff, I tend to want to harvest those from scraps and junk mails. There's also that kind of fossicking element that I guess I enjoy. Look at that perfect little holographic border for free. Citibank gave it to me. Citibank ephemera. But yeah, don't feel guilty if you spend your money on it, and don't feel ashamed if you don't spend your money on it. Both experiences are for you to just sit down and enjoy however you enjoy journaling. And it's not an enjoyable experience if you spend tons of money and you don't use your stuff, but it's also not an enjoyable experience if you spend tons of money and end up not using it. Did I just say the same thing twice? Yeah, it's not an enjoyable experience also if you're feeling regretful when you're using expensive things. So I've over the years had to be a bit honest with myself about that. Because especially around this time of year, you'll get really tempted to buy a lot because everyone's doing their best marketing pushes. And I'm such a sucker for it. I mean, I just told you, I just bought those washi tapes. I didn't need any of those. I do like them, I don't regret it, but I can be very swayed by a sale. I can be very, you know, influenced to buy something around this time. So I always keep in the back of my head, like, is that really something I need? Or even if I do buy it and it's not something I need, I'm very realistic with myself and I don't try and delude myself into anything. I'm like, well, I'm taking a risk. This might be a $30 or $40 risk. I have to be okay to eat that now. Whatever happens, happens. I think that's good. I'm gonna do some journaling in some of those other spaces. We only have 4 photos left, and we have all of these beautiful cards. So I think I might use this one because this was us over at Viva Navidad, which is the parade that Minnie and Mickey go flying down the street on. But it's at DCA. It's also over in Plaza de la Familia, which is where Steve performed his musical celebration of Coco. So I feel like this kind of all goes together perfectly, if I'm honest. And then on the back, we can put this Gorgina photo. Maybe put both of them? Do we want both? We want both. And I think I will cut them down to the same size. So maybe here. Which means this one has to go here too. And I'll just trim a little bit off the edge here. Because I might want to just write a little bit of a border underneath. Not border. I might want to write something in the border. That's what I meant to say. When I'm doing these, like, photos, when I stick them down, I try to keep the distance around the edges the same. It's just a thing that bothers me if it's not the same. It's kind of hard to do when you don't measure everything out. Like this, I'll actually have to connect the photos to keep them with that border around the edge, but I just like a nice even border. And what I have sometimes done when I get really finicky, because I know I'm going to washi tape this on, I will account for the extra little bit where the washi tape will cover. So this will be like twice the size, and I'll halve it with the washi tape. Does that make sense? I know it's super specific, but just my journaling thoughts. And now this, how do we want to put this? I feel like it should pop in or flip out or tip in or something somewhere. If I put that out that side, it's going to be even more stuck out than the before. Do I just want to... No, not like that. Do I want to have it sticking out like the Mickey ears? I might as well. We've started that journey. Maybe I'll do it right there, because it's just there. It's waiting for me. All right, let's do some ho ho ho. Oh no, that's not sticky. Actually, I'll throw it away, because if it's not sticky, who's gonna want it? I wouldn't even donate it to some poor person who would enjoy some washi tape just to find out there's no stick. Actually, I've been thinking about that too. I know it's not spring cleaning, but I've been in such a mood, probably because of getting Christmas out and setting it all up and seeing like just junk that we haven't touched for a year. I've been in such a mood to clear everything out and just get a fresh headspace, especially going to Australia as well. I know I'm gonna just getting in that mood. But that happens often for me, and that happened a lot with my mum when I was growing up, and it used to worry me because I thought she was always going to throw away all of my stuff. Just because she was in a mood to clean out. But now I'm having that same issue, and she always laughed at me and said, don't make fun of your mother because you will turn into her. And she turned into her mother when she became a grandmother, and now I fear I've taken her place. And there's already enough of my mother in this world. I do not need to be adding myself to that equation. I am very excited to see her though. Because I can, I'm just going to do a little bit of clear tape just on the edges. I think it's always important when you're doing your tip-ins with washi tape to do both sides, because the stick isn't super great, and so the more you pull on it, the more you'll lift up and peel. But if there's something to anchor it on the back side, even if it's not the whole way down, it won't pull and it'll just stay stuck. I always get my fingernail into the crease as well. Just gotta be careful because sometimes you can slice it with your fingernail. There we go. Ah, great. Love that. There's all my tip-ins and flip-ins and flip-outs. I want this. I'm gonna pause this for a second. I'm gonna turn the light on. Okay, I'm back. I think I've been going for about an hour, so we should try and wrap this up a little bit. Well, we don't have much left to do because these are all my photos are in for Merriest Nights. Is all my ephemera in? I think it is. Do I need any of this? I might put some of these on here. Wherever I want some journaling spots. Do I want this here? Here. I think I might put this across the page. Is that going to annoy me? Well, it can't now. No, I can't do that. It's going to cover up the castle. I had to make a big mistake. Leave that alone. Put it in here. So I think I like seeing all those little trees, so I'll put them there. This is for some journaling. These ones are a little difficult to write over, so I'll just use these. Put this here, I reckon. I don't need to put to or from. I'm just going to draw like right over the top of it. Sometimes I use labels, like name labels, to put my journaling on here, or from my Collage Club, all those extra white edges from all of my sticker papers, I can cut those up and use them as well. I think that's good for there. Pull this whole page out, see what we can do. I'll definitely put this one here. And this one can go over here. And this, I need to write my little story out here as well. Cute. I could have saved those for presents this year, but Steve and I like to switch up our themes, so I don't think he'll be mad that I'm using those. Don't tell him. Poor thing. He sees everything around here and probably assumes I'm going to use it as ephemera. If I can tape it in, it's going in. Actually, I need to get his ticket. He got a paper ticket, which I didn't get. Here is another photo. If I stick this on here, I can just make it a part of this little collage that Job has already put together. Just want to trim it down a little bit. There we go, love that. I really like this pre-decorated insert. I hope he brings out another one this year, if not just this same one, because I know this would be such a relief for people who want this decorated journal experience but just don't have the time to go there. Oh, just moved my whole backdrop, sorry. I'll put it back. There you go. Is that straight? And then we have the photos of Savannah. Look at her face. Look at that face. She was sitting in the corner of the couch. It's the first time I've seen her sat up by herself. This is what she looked like on the FaceTime. I couldn't see her beautiful blue eyes, so I got my sister to send me a photo from her phone. Oh, she's gorgeous. I can't wait to meet her in real life. Does Savannah want to be on this page, or does she want to be over here? I think we could get some of this, I mean, she's got her blue on, so that contrasts really nicely with the orange. We might just do that. Cover up that little Disneyland bit. we go. Oh, you can still kind of see it. And then let's trim off this edge again. I could either just tape that down, which I think I might do because I don't need too many tip-ins. I was going to say I could just tip it in and then I can use the back as well, but I've got to be careful because when you get the urge to do a ton of tip-ins, like by the time you get to halfway through the book, your book is so bulky you don't want to use it anymore. And so even though the urge is to always use the front and the back because there might be something on the back, or I know I could put an extra photo there, sometimes I just have to commit it as a piece of ephemera and a border and just let it live like that. Because I will bulk the whole thing up and it'll be a nightmare of an experience to work with. I have these little bits as well. I do want to get these in because they're just going to float around and be a mess. I wonder if I could get that under there. You know what? I'll put that up here and then I'll get one of my stickers. Put that over the top for some journaling. Or when things become like this, see how there's 2 left on here? Like I have to use that now. I have to use the whole thing. What a nightmare to hold on to that. Just use it. Should I put this little deer on here? Oh, that's cute. Do that. She's so sweet. She's not really saying much at this point. I mean, she was born July 4th, so what's she, 4 months old? She was born on July 4th, so we call her America's baby. But don't get it twisted, she's very Australian. She cries in Australian. She's very sweet, tempered, just fuss-free baby. I think I'm gonna get there when she's about 6 months old, right? Like December, so she might be teething, I think is what my sister said. So hopefully she experiences that well. Although I am patient, I can deal with a teething baby. I think I went through Elijah's teething as well, her brother. But she's so precious. She's at that perfect, like, chubby age where you just want to squeeze their cheeks. So she better not lose that. Oh, look, this is a good little tip-in. It's got my magic key. I'll leave that for now. Here, I'm going to get this in there because that's the last piece of it. My hot dog wrapper. I know we haven't done anything kind of crazy, but I'll keep coming back to this journal. Every time I print off my photos, I'll keep adding more as I go. Even if they're just, you know, chatting to my family on the phone. I really want to stuff this whole journal as full as I can with all of my Christmas memories. I'm thinking of taking it to Australia, actually, even for those few last days of Christmas, because I might, if there's still pages, work it into the rest of my travel holiday experience. But it depends on how full it gets, I guess. Because I do want to travel journal my experience to Australia. But I'll collect everything, business cards, more junk mail, bits and pieces, tags from Christmas presents. Like, I'll grab my Hobonichi in a second. I'll show you what I was collecting last year. I collected stamps off of everyone's Christmas cards. Which one is it? This one? No, it's the other one. Here is my Hobonichi in the December of last year. Actually, this is even into November, but I was collecting a lot of Christmas ephemera sketches that I was doing. These are the originals from the Grinch numbers, which I'm going to put in Collage Club for December as well. More sketches. I used the rest of the stickers from before, but like here are the stamps from people's Christmas cards. Steve and my own Christmas cards. Lots of printed photos. Mail stuff. Here's more of the envelopes. This was from Auntie. just the ribbon that they sent from Australia. My gran and I always used to do the curling ribbon together, so I had to keep that. And bits of their paper, the wrapping paper as well. So I will collect all that. Just bits and pieces. And, you know, like, I put it in that Hobonichi kind of all, you know, mishmashed, you know, not laid out pretty. Some of the pages I worked on as if it were a journal page. Others I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to put it in here. And to be fair, I look back at that and I'm even willing to like just grab it and show you on camera, and I'm proud of the fact that it's actually there, it's documented. Some of it's just not going to be the best journaling spreads you've ever done in your whole life or the most creative endeavors you've ever, you know, taken on. But I want to be your cheerleader and an advocate for actually getting it in there, whether it looks good or not. Because one thing is for certain, you won't be so willing to grab it out of a box that you've stored at the bottom of your closet in the I will do this eventually journaling pile. There's no way to grab that and show it to someone real quick, or to grab that and go through your memories and enjoy yourself, you know, with them all together in a place where you can easily flip through the pages. Like, the only way you'll get to have that experience is if you get it all down and documented. So I know I've not been a help because I'm showing you a journal that I don't even know you could get your hands on, but pre-decorated is perfect. If you want to go and just spend your time pre-decorating a journal anyway, go do that. If you can get Job's journal, you can go and hound him for it. I'm sure if he had any spare, he'd love to sell them to you. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I'm already loving this. And I haven't even got any of my journaling in there yet. But I'll get this packed full of memories, don't you worry. My last photo is the cat and myself. Little Oliver Patrick. And I think do we want to be in this Canada stamp? I do like this because I can do my journaling down here. I'm going to do that right there. There we go. And as far as what you could write on this paper with, it does feel very matte. I'm assuming you could write on it with pretty much anything, but I will most likely use ballpoint pen because that will go over mostly anything. Do I want any more of this? I think I do. I'm gonna just rip out the big news. And I might just journal about my big news that I'm going to Australia. Or going home for Christmas. Imagine I just rip out one of the credit cards and started journaling about credit card debt. Something I do not experience, thank goodness, but I am probably looking at, since I'm going to take almost a full month off overseas. Will live. Put this over my forehead. There we go. Big news. Oh, I can't wait to watch Australian news as well. Never seems real to me because the accents are so funny now, because I'm very used to American news and it always sounds very serious. One of my favorite things to do is to go home and just put on the news and sit there and laugh. The other day I was watching a broadcast about a swooping magpie and I just thought, only in Australia would that be nightly news. So, of everything that we showed at the start, the only ephemera we have left, we have one photo, a wayward photo. The only ephemera we have left is this little magic key thing, a few of these postcard prints. They're not really even postcards, they're just prints, 4x6s, and that map, as well as my version of the brochure, which I'll keep. I'll harvest some more of this for some more journaling in the future. But everything else we used, we got in there. All the photos, everything, except for this. Let's find a place for this. This is Steve and I in front of the tree, which is definitely something I would like to put in here. We can put it down here. And then I will just wrap this whole thing up. Actually, I'll just wrap it up now. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I know it was a long, chatty one, but I'm assuming you're going to get more of those in the future because I'm winding down. I'm getting real ready for my holidays, so this is just Relaxville for me now. I am planning on doing a whole bunch of a page in 10 videos that are Christmas themed, so keep an eye out for those. I'm debating whether I just dump them all at once or I spread them out over time. Typically when I spread videos out over time, it kills my channel analytics, which I've said a million times isn't the worst thing in the world for me. I don't rely on YouTube to pay my bills or anything, but for the sake of not, angering the YouTube algorithm, I'm still unsure of whether I'll just dump them all at once on a certain day or if I'll just spread them out. So leave that with me, but I do have a bunch of them planned. I've already got all the samples. Check back in with me next week because we should be releasing Merry Mix Media. I'll most likely announce it on Facebook and Instagram. If I can manage to get a YouTube video up, I'll probably want to do that as well, but no promises there since I'll be working a lot of my video content into that course, which is a free course. There are tons of Merry Mix Medias already up in my Teachable. Click the link below if you want to join one of those for free. They're all my Merry Mix Media mini courses are free little Christmas courses just to, oh goodness, lost my breath, just to spend extra time together to, it's my way of saying thank you and giving back to my community and just giving you a free, enjoyable, fun Christmas course. Christmas is my favorite time of year, so just always seemed like the perfect little gift that I could give. It is very mini, it's a very small course. Don't set your expectations too high, but I've got a really fun theme this year and I'll share more about that next week, I'm sure. But this has been my video for today. Hope you had a time. Yeah, sure, have a time. Hope you had a good time watching that. I'll see you again another time soon. Until then, be safe and happy. Goodbye.